Hi everyone and welcome back. And I know I haven't seen everyone on my YouTube channel for quite a while, but as you can see, I've been quite busy. I'm standing in what is my new little temporary kitchen at the moment. I'll take you on a video through all of the renovation and the beautiful work that we've been doing on that in a video soon. However, today I'm going to do a little cooking video, and a video that I think would help a lot of South African women, because in South Africa we eat something called pickled fish, or carryvis as the Afrikaans speaking people call it. And it's really just a delicious fish made in a vinegary, salty type of oniony sauce. It lays and pickles in that sauce for a while, and we usually tend to eat it at Easter time. Today is Good Friday, and today is the day that we eat pickled fish. Now, I didn't have time to make pickled fish because I've had all sorts of drama, everything from building to all sorts of community drama just like hassling me. And I am here Friday morning getting this pickled fish done so that at least this evening we can have some pickled fish for supper. It is such a quick and easy recipe that I promise you it's that good. You could eat it same day. Even better if you make it the night before. I prefer pickled fish that doesn't lay for days and days. So let me take you through some of the basic ingredients, and then I will take you through the whole cooking process. Pickling, putting it in a dish, and hopefully you'll get to see me eat it tonight. So let's take you started with the ingredients. Okay, so the basic ingredients for pickled fish is obviously you're going to be needing fish. I'm busy using some baby hakes in this one because usually I buy a huge big couple of hakes to make my entire pickled fish for the family. But with supply chain issues and time, and just it was a crazy week. The best I could lay my hands on this week was some baby hakes. I took all of the time to actually just fillet them. I removed all of the inner bone because there is a kind of like a solid inner bone that lays on its spine over here. Once that is removed, it's good to go. It's boneless and it's safe to eat. I am then going to do what I need. I've got my egg wash, I've got my flour, and I've got the onions. The onions will be used later in the second phase of this dish. But for now, we are going to be just battering and getting the fish ready for frying, because then the fish gets a light fry until the batter just browns. We'll talk about that later, but that light fry is then going to make it easier for the fish to absorb all that beautiful sauce we're going to put over it. So let us get moving, and I will take you through this entire process. Now, before I actually run off with the rushing off through this process and you getting to see the whole fast forward of it, once my mom showed me this recipe, which was about 5 years ago, it blew my mind. I was tired, I was a little bit overworked, and I said to her, I just don't feel like making pickled fish a whole 7 days ahead of time. And my mom said to me, I'm going to show you something and you tell nobody. This was my secret to always making the world's best pickled fish. And I'll explain to you exactly why that is. When the fish is fried, forgive me, I live on a farm. When the fish is fried and it lays in that vinegar sauce for a few days, it tends to overcook the fish. And because the fish tends to overcook, it then becomes not very really tasty and not very nice. So I'm going to show you a way where you can now cook it, and by the time you eat your pickled fish, the pickle has pulled completely through every item of the dish, yet the fish is as fresh as if it was just fried that same day. So let's get through this, and then we'll take it to level 2. Okay, this is gonna go.
Okay, I'm gonna.
So after prepping all of that, now we don't have any time to waste. I'm going to jump straight into the hot oil and start frying all this fish up. Once the fish is fried and it's sitting and resting, that's when I start with the onion mixture. And then I'm going to show you the quick cheat that makes this oh so awesome that you could eat it same day. Let's get to my other old part of my kitchen where I can do my fry up because I'm not frying in this pretty place. So let's get over there and okay, so let's get started with the frying. So as you can see, as you fry up like with anything you deep fry, oil starts getting hotter. I'm turning it off right now because my fish is as good as done. Just want to get crisp on the other side. Beautiful. So my stove is off. Last pieces of fish can come out. And then we'll look at what the next part of this little process is going to be. Okay then, so now we are ready to get to the final stage of this particular preparation. I have fried up all my fish. It's nicely crispy, not fully cooked because the vinegar in this particular recipe cooks it further. Okay, so everything you see over on this side of the table, let me just get my tea bag out of the way over there, is going to go into my next little big pot, which I've got on the stove ready to go. So first and foremost, we are going to add in some oil. We are going to then add in all of our spices. The spices being, there is 3 tablespoons of turmeric. I have got 3 tablespoons of a curry powder. The curry powder that I used was in this particular case just a standard brand in South Africa, Raja. Usually you can go with mild. I went with hot because we tend to like our pickled fish a little hotter. So I've gone with 3 tablespoons of the hot. I have got 2 teaspoons of salt. I have got 3 tablespoons of sugar. I have got my black peppercorn seed, which will go in. And of course, we have got bay leaf, which goes into the mixture as well. The last thing is that vinegar, the cup of vinegar that we add in to the boiling mixture. Then, once all of that is boiling, you then adjust salt, sugar, and your extra bit of vinegar to taste as you go along. Let's get started in the pot and then I can show you how we make this section before we layer it all together in my big container that will be going into the refrigerator. Okay. Okay, so we start with just a little bit of oil just to get because the thing with the pickled fish is there is a bit of oil in it to just bring all of those spices together. Otherwise, you are going to be left with a mouthful of just half raw eaten spices. So first we'll go with the curry powder. Let that curry powder cook off first. I'm going to add in the salt now as well. So that salt can start cooking off. Because you wouldn't believe how important it is to actually add salt into your food. But it has to be cooked in. Do not add raw salt on your food. That's the stuff that gives you heart problems and high blood pressure. Okay? So while that's getting its mojo going, now the important thing when cooking curry or with any curry powders or spices, you've got to let it fry off. If you do not let it fry off and release all its natural oils, well, you're not going to be getting the health benefits of the spice, number one. Number two, you're going to have an upset tummy because those spices don't digest so well unless it has been fried off for a couple of minutes at least. Okay? in with my turmeric, one of my favorite superfoods. Yellow fingers. And let that cook off for a bit. I swear, the turmeric alone makes it smell like pickled fish already. In with half of my bay leaves right now. Okay. We're going in with the sugar. We're going in with that 1 cup of vinegar. And once the vinegar hits the oil, this is when I like to add in a bit of my onion first to get a bit of all of that beautiful flavoring in from the oil and the spices. And last but not least, now we go in with that kettle of water, and that's where the sauce comes in. So I've topped up now with about 1 liter of water. Now the onions are going to cook down. And that is the beauty of this recipe. It's not waiting 7 days for the onions to pull in all of that flavoring. The little bit of cook you get on the onion over here is what makes this pickled fish oh so perfect. Now, this is the point where you actually have to test your seasoning. Is the balance between your salt, sugar, and vinegar just right? Very nice. A little more vinegar for me. And a tad more salt would make this a very great one. Another sprinkling of salt. And let's get that balance beautiful. Let's taste that now. Absolutely perfect. I will allow this to sit for another 5 minutes, and then we are ready to decant and put the entire meal together. I'll show you that next. Okay, so we are done now with the frying of the fish. As you can see, the onion mixture after 5 minutes about has nicely thickened and it's looking all lovely, and it is ready for the layering in with the fish. Now, believe it or not, the thing that's going to thicken the liquid even more is the batter of the fish. So what I do first is I layer a little bit of my onion mixture in the bottom of my container. Then it's a matter of adding in the fish that I'd like to use. Add in a beautiful layer of fish. Get my paper towel out of the way. Then we add in another layer of the onion mixture. And this goes onto the fish hot. The reason being because then that starts helping to cook everything further as well. Okay. Alrighty then. Another layer of the onions, which I've already added a few peppercorns in, if you could see. And I absolutely love this container. It's my favorite roaster. This roaster my mom bought, I think, in 1979, when I was a few years old, and believe it or not, was handed down to me, and it's one of my favorite kitchen items, I dare say. Okay, and we are good to go. Okay, there we go. Some more onion. And now the big job of pouring the liquid over everything. Oopsie. Oh, and this is where it can be a little bit of a mess, guys, because it is turmeric, and turmeric messes on everything. So that's my pickled fish ready and delicious for serving. We finish it off with a few more peppercorns and a few more bay leaves stuck in for effect. And because my mom, my husband and I are chili nuts, I add in a couple of fresh chilies just whole, for those of us who would like a fresh chili on the side of the pickled fish. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a mock pickle fish made same day, can be eaten same day. And the beautiful thing is when you break and cut open into the fish is not all overcooked from the vinegar. So I am going to seal up my container now. Okay, and this container is awesome because it seals airtight. Let's clean up my container, ready for storage. And that can now sit in the fridge for an hour or two to cool down. And I guarantee you, it is ready to go. And that is a mock pickle fish, which I hope you and your family could enjoy. And if you've never known how to make pickled fish, I hope that was my easy way of showing you that anybody could really do it. It's pretty hot right now, so I'm going to chuck mine into the fridge so that it can cool off, and then we can have this for supper tonight. I'll do a little dish and show you how we eat it as a little next time. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed that video. Yeah, so guys, this is the next day, and I'm serving my husband a little bit of extra pickle fish from lunch that I made from yesterday. So you just tend to dish it on the plate, and as you can see, the sauce is thickened up beautifully, and it's a few pieces of fish, some onion, and I'll just break into it so that you can have a look and see what we're talking about. It's beautiful. Just a nice piece of beautifully flaked fish with the onion, and yeah, it's delicious. So that's it. Pickled fish served, delicious. You could eat this with rice, you could eat it with bread, you could eat it with a hot cross bun the way I do, and you can even eat it just plain as a lovely, delicious fish salad on its own. Absolutely delicious. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you give it a try next Easter. Happy Easter, everybody.